Alex here with a high conflict child custody video on frequent associations with your child. So this isn't going to be a very long video. I've noticed this I don't know if I want to say trend because it's not a trend. It's something that certain fathers will say to me when I ask them why they're not going for joint physical custody. In Nevada specifically, because it's just the default now. And also, when you're in another state, I really don't know your statutes or what, the legal climate is like there. But I'm curious, why a father would not want joint physical custody. And I've never heard fathers say, I just don't want to spend a lot of time with my kids. I'd rather just do my own thing. I work a lot and I'm just not going to see them very much. I've never heard that. That never comes up to me. When somebody tells me that they just want visitation every other weekend, they tell me one of three things. The first thing they'll say is, pretty common is, I just don't know if I can fight for it. Which is just, it's pure ignorance in Nevada because it's just the default. I mean, if you're just barely good enough, you should be able to get joint physical custody. But, that's just pure ignorance. They just don't know, and they feel like it's the old days where quote, mom always gets custody, unquote. The second one is sometimes I hear that the father will say that the kids are going to, miss their mom, which is weird because it's like, why would they miss her any more than they'll miss you? If you ask for joint physical custody, they're going to see both of you for relatively equal amounts of time. So, of course they're going to miss her. And then when the kids are with her, of course they're going to miss you. So that's just another weird thing. And then the third thing is sometimes I'll hear a father say that their ex would feel inadequate or would become depressed, or it would be something that it would be focusing on her feelings and not so much on what's best for the kids. And that dovetails right into what I'm about to talk about here, which is that these people that say these things don't seem to understand that the whole reason why, at least in Nevada, we've gone towards joint physical custody as a default is because, it's not, parental rights do come into play here, and gender equality and all that. Those things are all important. But they've actually done studies and figured out that frequent association with both parents is actually good for the kids. So, it is a parental rights issue, and I'm not trying to minimize that, but it's even more a child welfare issue. It's actually better for your child's development. It's actually better for the way, not just the brain, the way the brain matures, but the emotional maturity. It's just it's just a little frustrating because I find myself shifting people from focusing on their ex's feelings and what they can survive without. It's like, yeah, I can survive without my kids. She can't, but I can, and I just want to be the bigger guy. It's like, hold on a second, back up. Set all that aside. You do realize that your kids are going to thrive better with both of you involved, right? And I posted this link down in the comments a couple of videos in the past. It's the study in Nevada. They cover it in Mosley v. Figliuzzi. I'll post the link again, and you can read that case. And they explain in Mosley why the studies had started to show disturbing trends when the kids would be spending most of the time with one parent. And of course, I'm not saying that this is a one-size-fits-all solution for, in all cases. Obviously, in my case, my ex's parental rights were terminated. There are cases where it actually hurts the kids more to have both parents involved. But that certainly isn't the default position. And so in this video, I wanted to explain that the default position is the default position for a reason. It's not just arbitrary. It's not just about, what you can get, what you can survive with or without your parental rights. It's actually what's going to make your kids flourish in life. So I hope that this video gets people to sort of adjust their thinking when it comes to that. I hope people stop and realize that by asking for joint physical custody, you're not being selfish. You're asking to give your kids the best advantages possible in life. That you're asking for your kids to have a relationship with both of you. In the Mosley case, which I said I was going to post in the comments below, I'll post them, or I'll post in the video description. In the Mosley case, they explain this. They explain how your kid's going to be disadvantaged by you even being in your kid's life every other weekend. They refer to it as a parentectomy. I mean, they're not even talking about your parental rights being terminated. They're just talking about you seeing your kids every other weekend, and that causing severe issues. So try to understand that. Hopefully, people don't feel bad. I mean, fathers specifically. The only reason I'm saying fathers so much is that, not long ago, the tender years doctrine held, the courts into a, I guess you could say, established precedent that, absent there being some issue with mom's going to get custody. That's why I'm bringing up fathers so much right now, because that was the climate not so long ago. And so it's kind of been ingrained throughout the generations that, you know, a father to ask for more time was doing something out of the ordinary and would need to show some extraordinary reason as to why he would want to spend so much time with the kids, which is now currently in Nevada. That's just ludicrous. Now it's not so. I mean, I'm going back to what I was talking about earlier. I know a lot of people turn it into a gender issue, gender equality issue, and they turn it into a parental rights issue. And I'm not minimizing that. I just want people to see the beauty and the truth of the situation, which is that it's actually best for your kids, and it actually hurts the kids to not get joint physical custody. So, I mean, with that, there's sad situations. Mine in particular, the abuse and neglect was so bad, and in other cases, those cases are going to be out there where a parent is just unfit. They're just not a good enough parent. It's not about that you being better than them. It's just that they are not fit. And in those cases, there just can't be joint physical custody between the parties. And then there's other sad cases where domestic violence occurs, and it's so bad. For kids to see domestic violence is so damaging to their psyche that they're just better off spending only a short amount of time with the parent who's the perpetrator. Because, I mean, the statute in Nevada states basically that if you're a perpetrator of domestic violence, you're disqualified from having physical custody unless you can rebut the presumption. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it. I cover it in a video titled Domestic Violence. I think that's the name of the video, where I kind of go into it and explain it. But I mean, besides your ex having severe issues with some kind of drugs or crime, having a personality disorder, or being a perpetrator of domestic violence, aside from any of those examples, joint physical custody should be, the relationship between you guys. And read Mosley, and you'll see what I'm talking about here, and you'll see what the court talks about with the studies that they did on kids who didn't have an active father in their lives. With girls, they talked about teen pregnancies and such. With boys, they talked about drugs and crime. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope it comes off in a way that people who are really struggling with this idea, mainly it's like a guilt, it's like they feel bad about asking for it, and mainly that's what it is. Whether or not like they're being taken on a guilt trip, I don't know. If their ex or their ex's attorney is using it as a mechanism to sort of control you, or whether it's just this internal feeling that they have, I don't know. But I'm hoping that this video kind of opens some eyes and makes people not feel as bad about fighting for joint physical custody. And with that, I'll go ahead and end this video. See you guys next time.